Hi, today I'm reviewing the Peter Thomas Roth Green Relief Therapeutic Sleep Cream. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money, so if you want to help keep the channel independent, please check out my products at the Amazon link below. So, this is a newer product from Peter Thomas Roth, and it also goes with the new oil. You can check out my first impression review of that. I'll link to it. Anyway, so this is a new product. It's a cannabis-themed product, obviously, and I'm probably going to get demonetized for saying that. But if you want to help the channel, you can check out, I've got a lot of good products on Amazon. So, anyway, so this is meant to be a moisturizer you use before you go to bed. And it also contains melatonin and several other beneficial ingredients. And it's actually supposed to help your skin heal over the nighttime when you wake up to fresh, soothed, moisturized skin. So, like the Peter Thomas Roth brand, I'm kind of interested in all of these new themed products because it seems as though that the cannabis plant has a lot of potential benefits for a lot of good skin, acne conditions, things like that. So it definitely has a potential, not a whole lot of professional research about it yet, but I'm looking forward to some more of that. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. And my first criteria is packaging, and I wish I could give this a maybe instead of packaging's good or the packaging's bad, because it's a little bit of both. They used, instead of going with just like an airless jar, they used a pump jar, which is a good way to protect the ingredients from exposure to light and air, but I found the pump to be a little bit fussy when it came to dispensing the product. And the other issue I have with the pump is that the little bit of product that gets toward the very end of the pump ends up getting kind of crunchy when you dispense it. So it's just a little bit fussy. It's fancier than an airless jar, but it's just, an airless jar is easier to use, especially if you've got hands that are wet or covered in products and things. So I just found it to be a little bit fussy and a little bit harder to dispense a full amount when you're just busy or you've got your hands kind of tied up, and it's just not it's not as easy as an airless jar would be. I'll say that. So, yeah. So overall, I prefer this as opposed to just a plain jar, but I would prefer an airless jar. But overall, the packaging's okay. It's still fussy, but my second criteria is alcohol, and this contains several different types of alcohol. It's got Behenyl alcohol, which is a good fatty alcohol, sterile alcohol, also good fatty alcohol, and then cetyl alcohol, which is also a good alcohol. So no issues with that. This contains only the good types of alcohol, so that's a good thing to see. My third criteria is fragrance, and it has a bit of an earthy scent to it, but it doesn't have any fragrance. So that's a good thing, although I did read some reviews of people that weren't very pleased with the earthy scent, but it dissipates almost immediately, so it's not a big issue. And as you can see, the cream is green, and that is not from plants so much as artificial colorants that they've added. So overall earthy scent, which is okay. My fourth criteria is the manufacturing location, and I believe this was made in the U.S. Yes, the U.S. I think pretty much every Peter Thomas Roth product I've tried has been made in the U.S., so I don't have any issues with that. And then my fifth criteria is ease of use, and very easy to use, so what you're going to want to do is use this in the evening. I recommend using this as the last product. It's got a thicker, creamy texture to it, so if you use this kind of towards the end of your skincare routine, use it to kind of seal everything else in and then let it absorb through the evening. That's how I've been using it. It does have a bit of a graininess to it, just a little bit of like an unrefined feeling, almost. Some of the Ordinary's vitamin C products have a bit of a graininess to it. That's how I would describe this. However, once you kind of smooth it over skin, that kind of goes away. So, but it does have a bit of a graininess feeling to it, and I read a lot of reviews of people that didn't like that grainy feeling. It didn't bother me too much, but when you're spending that much on a product, I'm not a huge fan of that grainy feeling, but I can deal with it. I can handle it, but I suspect it's from a few of the ingredients that they've included. Like there was something Dimethyl earth or It's like an earthy, absorbent type ingredient, and I suspect it could be from that, but I'm not certain. But it does have a little bit of a grainy, scratchy feeling, but otherwise it's easy to use. It seems to layer well. I don't have any issues with that. I've used this layering over at the end of my evening routine, which if you saw that video, it's quite a few products, and it seems to layer well. I don't have any issues with pilling, and I've also layered it with the oil counterpart, and that seemed to work just fine too. So in terms of ease of use, very easy to use, except for the pump's fussy. So, and my sixth criteria, which is antioxidants. It's got quite a few. Melatonin is why they call it the Therapeutic Sleep Cream, and I was pretty skeptical about topical application of melatonin. Melatonin is a over-the-counter pill you can buy to take. It helps regulate your sleep cycle kind of naturally, so it's kind of a natural ingredient. And I did read a couple of studies that kind of said topical melatonin can be absorbed into the skin. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't find that this actually helped me sleep at night, but other people I reviewed it said that they felt relaxed and calmed their face and skin down. So I'm not exactly certain that there's enough melatonin to actually make that big of a difference, but it does appear that there is some research backing melatonin use in skincare, so I have no problem with that, and that it's a good antioxidant for skin, so that was good to see. I'll link to that article that I read about it. So it's got that, melatonin, then it also has carrot extract, and then it's got HPR, which is hydroxypinocolone retinoate, HPR I'll call it, which is a form of a retinoid that is less irritating the skin than normal retinol. Retinol can be, if not used properly and not used with a lot of good skin soothing ingredients, retinol can be very drying to the skin and irritating. They're thinking this HPR form can help with wrinkles and fine lines as much as retinol, but without a lot of the dryness and flakiness. However, a lot of the research, when you look up that ingredient, comes if you do some digging from the people that kind of create it and sell it to cosmetic manufacturers. So I've used all different types of retinol. I haven't found that the HPR type is as effective as it, and it does seem to have some nice antioxidant benefits, but I would never link it to the same effectiveness as retinol. That's why if you've noticed any of my reviews of retinol, I like retinols that contain retinol or vitamin A. The HPR is a different type, an ester of retinol. And so if I'm going to use something, I'm not going to rely on the HPR unless it's a product that contains both that HPR type and regular retinol. Then I'll use it because I'm not solely banking on that one ingredient doing it all for me. So anyway, so this does include that, but it doesn't contain any other forms of retinol. So it's got that in there, carrot extract. It has Adansonia digita seed oil, which is the Boab oil, which I think The Ordinary has one. So it's just a plant extract that's good for your skin. It has a form of algae, allantoin, shea butter, obviously the cannabis, Centella asiatica, oat kernel extract. So it's got a lot of good beneficial ingredients, which is nice to see. And it isn't just a one-note product in terms of just focusing solely on cannabis or solely focusing on the melatonin. They threw in a lot of good ingredients, so that was nice to see that they did that. So lots of good beneficial ingredients. My seventh criteria is animal testing. And currently the Peter Thomas Roth brand is not cruelty-free, but hopefully there are some things changing in the works, so hopefully that will be changing soon, fingers crossed. My eighth criteria is performance, and I found that this Hydrates Skin definitely exposes skin to some good antioxidants and beneficial ingredients. Really has calmed down my skin. However, due to that inclusion of HPR, I just apply it to my face. I don't apply it to my neck. My neck is super dry, and in Minnesota, I think the low was like -7 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's pretty cold. So I didn't apply it to my neck, and I think I need to slow down on the retinol during when it's really cold out because my skin's getting super dry from it. But this definitely hydrated my skin, calmed it down, kind of took some of the redness away. So really like it for that. So that was a good thing. And then in terms of the price, this is the full size, which is 1.7 ounces, and it retails for $65. So it is pricey, but since the packaging is nice, the first pump of the cream will be as good as the very last pump, so that's a good thing. So if you're going to spend your money on something, don't spend it on something that's packaged in a jar that's going to kind of be degraded by the time you get to the very bottom of it. And then in terms of the it factor, there's a few issues with this. It could use some refinement. The pump on the jar isn't the best. There's a little bit of graininess with it. A little bit pricey, so I didn't give it the it factor. However, I think perhaps by the next time they kind of formulate it and perhaps package it just in a simple airless jar, they could definitely have a winner with it. So if you are trying to decide between the cream and the oil, I like the oil a little bit better. It's just easier to use, a little bit less fussy, and a little bit more hydrating. But they're both pretty good products overall. So, so overall, the cream got a 7 out of 10, which is still pretty good. Few minor things that they could do some tweaking on, and then they'd probably have a 10-star winner. So anyway, I'm interested if you guys have a chance to try this out, or if you had a chance to try the oil out yet. What are your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you not like it? In between, kind of undecided. So definitely leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Check out the Amazon link below, nobsbeauty.com. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I come up with at least one new video every day. So thank you guys so much.